Hey, it's John and Mike, brew-dudes.com. And did you know what time of year it is? Did you know that it's Miketoberfest?
It's Miketoberfest?
Oh my God.
I had no idea.
You never know when it's going to happen, but here we are. It's Miketoberfest. So I'm guessing this is it's not a fest beer, because of course that's a whole different thing.
It's a different style.
It's a different style.
Different category.
This is an Oktoberfest, the way we learned it back in
No, this is a different category. This is Miketoberfest.
Hold on, this is transcending all beer styles that we know from the governing body.
Category 102B.
We're rewriting all the rules. This is Miketoberfest, so I'm just going to stop right there and let the creator of such beer style tell us more about it.
Well, as my
ahead,
brew sheet says, this is Miketoberfest number 2, actually.
Oh, it's number 2.
The original Miketoberfest appeared some 7+ years ago, but I wanted to bring back Miketoberfest.
Bring it.
So this is
sort
of an idealized fall fest style beer. That's lowercase, not uppercase.
Yeah.
And so what I'm going for here, this is a lager. I want something that's crisp, a little bit caramelly, a little bit toasty, inviting. It's just, I want to have that fest type of mentality in a beer. It's good for football games, good for everything you need in your life during this time of year. It's a transition beer.
Yay.
Right? We all need a transition beer. So the quick recipe here, 74% German Pilsner malt. It's 18% of this weird malt from Bryce called aromatic Munich malt. Is it aromatic malt or is it Munich malt? Why do they confuse us?
Chocolate and peanut butter.
It's about 20 love, so I'm treating it as the aromatic as an adjective describing the Munich malt. Yeah. So it's a 20 love Munich malt.
Yeah.
It's then in a 3.5 gallon batch. It's 3.7% or only 4 ounces of Crystal 120. And then it's 4 ounces of chocolate rye, which is another 3.7%.
Yeah.
And then I first hopped this thing with 2 ounces of Styrian Goldings, which are only 3.1% alpha acid. So not a whole lot there, probably less than 30 IBUs total. And I fermented this with our friend Nova Lager.
Yay!
So that's sort of the inspiration for bringing this back, was using Nova Lager, because I really like the way Nova Lager just sort of gets out of the way of everything you put in the mash bill, in the hop bill, and just makes it sing. So the original gravity on this was 1048. The final gravity was 1014 for a 4.5% ABV. Again, mash at 152, and then I went to mash out at 168. Water chemistry, 75 ppm of calcium, 5 of magnesium, 20 of sodium, 65 of sulfate, 133 of chloride for a 0.5 sulfate to chloride, or a 2-to-1 chloride to sulfate, to favor that malty luxuriousness. Yes, and I was also pulled into this from some of the experiences that I did with the Belgian Double and one other beer, the Styrian Goldings. I hadn't used those much lately, but those couple other beers that we've done recently, I just liked the spicy, herbal, noble character coming from Styrian Goldings.
Well, sir, certainly it's a big punch of Munich.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And I was wondering, well, when you said the aromatic Munich, is that what's bringing the difference to this beer? Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, you could have just said I just use a whole bunch of Munich 10 and that's what we have.
Yeah, I could have gone that route. But I like the crispness that Pilsner delivers.
Yeah, yeah.
And the crackeriness.
Yep.
And trying to, again, I've used this aromatic Munich malt in a couple other beers, but not to this extent, almost 20%.
Right.
Which is 1.25 pounds in 3.5 gallons. So that's probably pushing 2 pounds in a 5-gallon batch.
I'll say that Miketoberfest has different experiences with every sip. The first one is just strong malt punch.
Yep.
You're just okay, I'm here for the ride.
Yep.
But as time goes on, you start feeling the more the balance with the hop. The hops give a very nice bitterness, and there's a dryness to the aftertaste, and that definitely makes me want to drink more. It's just well balanced across the whole board. I thought oh, this is going to be really malty, but as time and my palate adjusts, the hop presence is stronger than first perceived.
Yep.
And now it's like, okay, now I'm there. I'm kind of balancing. I'm getting the whole balance thing going on, and it's but on the nose, man, that is just a Munich punch. That's beautiful. I'm guessing that's the aromatic side of it.
I think so.
Because I'm thinking like with my experience with, I think I have more experience with like Vienna, but the Munich stuff, yeah, it's just like it's hard. Like Jamil will say, like it's not sweetness, it's maltiness, and I don't know how else I can describe it, but when I'm smelling right there, that is malty presence.
I think for me too, the 4 ounces of chocolate rye and maybe the 120 crystal too, but the chocolate rye, I think, is what gives you a little bit of that dry aftertaste. It's just enough because the chocolate rye is about 165 to 175 Lovibond.
Yeah.
So it's not really toasty. It's not really roasty. It's sort of right in that cusp, and I think it just helps contribute to that dry finish. And I think with the Munich malt on the aroma again is just sort of bringing that malty, toasty bread character to a slightly different place. Because I've got a ton of chocolate rye still. I keep playing with it and finding good applications. I mean, it's in here really to help color balance the beer. And I mean, this beer is a pure copper. I mean, it really is it's a shiny penny. It's just, it's great. So this is the type of beer you're looking for when you're sitting outside on a cooler day and the leaves are changing and you're just watching the kids do all the yard work for you. This is the beer you want. You know what I mean?
Right on. Keep raking those leaves, kids.
Keep raking those leaves.
Yeah, the lacing on it is beautiful. The color is beautiful.
Yeah, I think Nova Lager comes through here pretty big too to make a nice, really clean tasting beer.
Yep, and it's funny because now, having done that experiment with Nova Lager, my memory of that comes through on this beer too. Like I bet you that if you use that 3470, you'd have like just stronger bitterness in the hops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you'd have more of a lager-like beer.
Yeah.
Miketoberfest is Miketoberfest.
Clearly the rules, are different for this
Nova
beer.
Lager is the application for Miketoberfest.
Yeah, I agree. So remind me again, the temperature in which you fermented this?
Oh, it was around, the basement's been about 62 to 65.
Okay, so low, okay.
Yep.
Right on.
So, perfect, yeah.
That's low room temperature.
And I'm really digging brewing these 3.5 gallon batches because a full envelope of dry yeast is more than enough. And it ferments pretty strong for those first 3 days, calms down, and if I want to warm it up a little bit, if I have to, but the beauty of the Nova Lager is I haven't had to do that, ramp it up at the end to try to have it finish off like I want to do with 3470. Although I've done 3470, just let it ride the whole way, and it's been fine too, but I just, as a brewer, you've got to get in there and mess with it. So Nova Lager, I'm a little more relaxed about it, and that's what Miketoberfest is all about.
Yes, a beer to drink and be relaxed with, that's for sure. All right. Well, thanks for introducing this new beer styles of the world.
Hey.
We are graced in your presence and the gifts you bring. Thanks so much. This is really good. I think that this might be something for people to review in terms of the recipe and try to replicate at home. You probably won't get close to it, but at least try. That's what we're here to do. All right. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. I think that the big takeaways from me, Nova Lager, great. Love the mix of you have the 120, you've got the chocolate rye, and you've got the aromatic Munich. I think those are the big things that are driving it. And certainly, the Styrian Goldings. I think that's something that I know that I used that in like porters way back in the day.
Yeah.
But then, this is...
but I always usually gravitate towards Tettnang or Hallertau, which I've been fairly disappointed in Hallertau over the years lately too. But Styrian Goldings is sort of, my palate is ready for it.
Yeah.
So I've been enjoying it.
Do you know the history of that particular hop?
Not to the point where I know you want to school me on it. So
I just want to say, I think it's Fuggles.
Yeah. No, that I do know. It's lineage. Yes. It's got some Fuggles in its lineage. Yeah.
Just want to put that out there. Miketoberfest is open to Fuggles. Okay, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel because we try to do this kind of thing every single week. For John and Mike, brew-use.com. Brew on.
Cheers.